What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we've got a little bit of Destiny 2 news. And so initially we do get a new hotfix for the game today. This fixes a bunch of issues, so we'll cover those. Bungie are also giving away a new marathon-themed emblem that we can unlock for Destiny 2. Then there is the TWAB that go over the fact that the dungeon came out, some new Bungie rewards associated with that, and Prime Gaming updates for this month. So we won't go too much into the TWAB, it's a pretty light one today, but we will cover the updates. So, as always, I hope this one is useful today, and if it is, a rating below really does help us out. But otherwise, let's get into it. And so starting out today, we have had a new hotfix for Destiny 2, and this is actually the first full hotfix since the launch of the new season. So update 7101 initially has some changes for Crucible, Salvage, and Guardian ranks, and for PvP, they fixed an issue where all players could hear all crest pickup sounds in the game mode Supremacy. That sounds absolutely dreadful. On top of that though, for Salvage, they fixed an issue causing players to lose connection to the activity during the boss encounter. Then with Guardian ranks, they fixed one where the champ title wasn't counting for progress related to Guardian ranks objectives. And finally, an issue in which the rank 7 objective Centrifuge was not progressing when using the weapon in PvP. Then moving to armor, they say exotic armor focused at Raoul now has similar stats to dropped exotic armor, and they also fixed an issue where the exotic warlock helmet Cenotaph mask didn't have the correct description. Also for weapons, they say the 2-second window where a weapon cannot be fired after swapping to it from the inventory screen was reduced to 1 second, so at least hopefully that will feel better. They also reduced the size and the intensity of the muzzle flash on the Perpetualis auto rifle, and fixed an issue where Dark Decider did not have firing audio. Then for the Trials Glaive Unexpected Resurgence, they moved Impulse Amplifier from the right trait column to the left, and additionally they added Swashbuckler and Volt Shot to the right trait column. So pretty cool that that can now get Volt Shot especially, but a bit of a rework on the slots in general. And finally for abilities, they fixed an issue where hunters could lose their suspending slam after being revived. And for Baptism Pursuits, they fixed an issue where some players were unable to progress into the Depths Pursuit due to the Helm portal not appearing. So those are the fixes in the update today, but I'm sure with it being early on in the season, we're pretty likely to see more hotfixes in the coming weeks, so as always I'll keep you posted. There's also a new marathon emblem that we can redeem for Destiny 2 right here, and it celebrates the announcement of the new title, so you can see the code on screen for it, and I'll leave the Bungie redeem page link down below as well as the code so you can go and grab it. Now though, covering the extra bits from the update today, with regards to the change with exotic focusing, a couple of players have just posted. Unfortunately, that appears to be bugged, and focus categories are not working correctly. So when focusing for specific expansions, it seems like it isn't dropping the correct exotics. So while the stat rolls have been fixed, unfortunately the particular drops are not working as intended, so just keep that in mind. Otherwise in the TWAB, once again they speak about the launch of the dungeon, Prime Gaming and a couple of other things, so I'll link it below if you want to check it out. It is a very light one though, and they do add for the LIGHTFALL dungeon key that for players experiencing issues, bear in mind players must acquire the Rise quest from Hawthorne in the tower in order to launch that dungeon for the first time. But additionally, ownership of the LIGHTFALL dungeon key is required, and this is included in the LIGHTFALL and Annual Pass Edition, or players can alternatively purchase it through the Eververse store, but it isn't included with the purchase of Season of the Deep. They also say that players who are missing that dungeon key will need to log into Destiny 2 on the platform where the purchase was made, and that's in order to unlock the dungeon key on their account. And they add that dungeon keys applied to individual Bungie accounts cannot be game shared. So keep all of that in mind, and for known issues they also highlight some players are unable to give out commendations. On top of that, players get stuck outside of the final boss arena after self-reviving in the Ghosts of the Deep dungeon. They also say the hive symbols in the side rooms of the Ghost's encounter for the final boss do not respawn with the encounter cycle if a player dies before depositing their vestige, and they will reappear as expected once players have completed a damaged phase. They also say some bracers are not extending the duration of solar grenades, and the cooldown timer for the Navigator Exotic Trace Rifle Catalyst is missing a description and will display as a blank timer when activated. Then, getting frozen while using the Arbor Warden Exotic Titan chest can sometimes cause players to lose the Barricade class ability, and respawning after player death or unequipping and re-equipping the exotic will restore the intended class ability. And getting kills with Skyburner's Oath and Vesper of Radius is causing larger explosions than intended. But they also say Iron Banner weapons, or some of them at least, are missing their glare in the Crucible, and that the Arthurus' Embrace Hunter exotic arms does not display the strengthened heavy knife pop-up when activating in the Crucible. But finally, guarding with Arcstaff Super while using the Blight Ranger exotic Hunter head is consuming extra super energy. Also, the Stronghold exotic is not always granting the restoration buff when expected. And apparently, it is intended for the Vex Strike Force to drop New Season of the Deep exotics according to this, as they highlight that they're not dropping, so perhaps we'll get an update where that will be a thing soon. For today though guys, those are all the updates Bungie have given us, so as always I hope this video has been useful. Bit of a quick one, but if you've enjoyed it, be sure to get subscribed and I'll keep you posted with more Destiny content. A rating below also really helps us out on the channel if you have enjoyed it, but otherwise, as always, I appreciate you guys tuning in and I hope you have an awesome day.